Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second Galactic Stronghold stream. My name is Eric Musco, Community Manager, and I'm joined by
Jack Wood, Producer, Strongholds.
Jack, you want to talk a little bit about what we talked about last week?
Sure. So we showed Nar Shaddaa last week. Went through, decorated some, showed you most of the Stronghold, I believe. And, of course, Nar Shaddaa is the one that the subscribers will get for the early access.
Yep.
And then, speaking of which, July 15th, which comes up next Tuesday, I think. Tuesday. That's our cutoff for early access. So if you subscribe by July 15th, then you will get Nar Shaddaa unlocked for free, plus 3 rooms. So definitely worthwhile. And then today, we're going to show you guys Coruscant, and I will show you some other stuff like the handing out keys, how to get other people into your strongholds, how to get, how to invite people, kick people out, which is the all-important command.
Of course.
Yes. And then we'll run around Coruscant, show you the whole stronghold of Coruscant. Some of it I've decorated. I'm going to actually talk about public listings, which someone else from QA, Brian Benson, thank you, Brian, is helping us out with. So anyway, without further ado, I guess
Yeah. So, and just as a note for how the kind of the structure is going to work, Jack will be walking through and showing you guys a bunch of different things. We know you're going to have a lot of questions. So anything that we would have talked about last week, so like decorations, how you get them, how the layout editor works, all that stuff we can answer questions about. Anything Jack answers or talks about today, such as getting into people's houses, public listings, prestige, all that stuff, we can answer. Any questions about like guild flagships and conquest and all that stuff,
right.
Don't worry. We'll be talking about those in future streams as well, but we're just going to try to take questions around specifically the things we're talking about today. So just keep that in mind when you have questions.
Right, you get it. So as you guys can see, there's some new stuff. I'm on the fleet. There's some new stuff on the fleet, and I'm going to go into detail about this later at a later time. But these are droids you can use to help you craft decorations. So for those of you who are big into crafting, this is where you're going to come to exchange your crafted components in for actual decorations. This will get used quite a bit. It's very cool.
Especially for your crew skills, folks.
Yes, absolutely. And our lovely holo that you have never seen before, which is our Stronghold Commissioner. I'm on the Republic fleet, obviously. This is where you can start your Stronghold's quest. I've already taken it from him, but you can take him, talk to him and take his quest, and he will direct you to the Stronghold directories, which are found here. I'm in the crew skills section of the fleet, actually, by the way. So the directories are found here. I've got Nar Shaddaa on the left, Coruscant in the middle, Tatooine on the right. And he will instruct you to buy your stronghold and then travel to your stronghold. And then once you travel and get to your stronghold, your quest completes, and then you're granted a starter set of decorations. So great way to get you going. And then we also have 3 vendors here which will also sell you some decorations. Some for cartel certificates, others for just straight credits. Another way to actually get some good starter sets going for you. So I have already purchased my strongholds. I've actually also bought Kos City, Drummer Kos, but we're not going to travel there today. To show
we will in the future, don't worry.
In the future, very, very soon, we will go there. For today, I'm going to travel to Coruscant and show you guys that, but before I go over there, I'm going to show you guys public listings. Each directory, and the way you access public listings is through the directories you see here, which are found on the fleet. And what you do, come up here and you hit public listings, and you can see other people who have listed their strongholds for you to go and visit. The way you do that is through your GUI, and this little icon right here shows right now it's a locked icon, which means that it's private. It means I have not listed it on the public listings for anyone else to see or visit. If I want to change that, since Coruscant is Republic, I click the Republic logo, and this will list my Coruscant stronghold in public listings. And so anyone who wants to go and see my stronghold once it's listed can now come and visit. So, and then the more decorated, the higher prestige score, essentially, which is this right here, the higher up your stronghold will be on the public listings. So you will get a lot of attention, obviously, if you're at the top, and a lot of people come in to visit your stronghold. And one of the cool things is that once you go and visit someone else's stronghold, you can look at the decorations and you'll be able to tell from where the decorations came. So if someone's got something else that's really, really cool, you can look at it and get an idea of where it dropped or who sells it or just the track you have to go on and actually get that decoration. So I'm trying to make that stuff easy for you. So back to the public listings. I'm going to travel to one of our little friends here and go see his. This is actually Tatooine. I'm going to show you guys the balcony. You've seen it in the video. I'll show you guys the balcony of Tatooine. And this is one of our new loading screens also that you can see.
One of the things I should also mention as well is that a lot of what you're going to be seeing, we are on a dev shard right now. We're on a dev server, so you might see some things that are broken or not working properly.
Like him dancing in the middle of a
like
table.
him dancing in the middle of a table.
Sure.
Any weird stuff that you see like that, just ignore it. Those are just things that you're seeing because we're showing it to you while it's still being developed.
Right, exactly. So now I'm visiting Mahaz's stronghold. I can check things out, but I can't manipulate anything. So I can't go into decoration mode or editor mode. I can't place decorations. I can't pick up decorations. I can't affect anything on his stronghold. And I can only go where he has unlocked stuff. So there's a couple of rooms here on Tat which he hasn't unlocked yet. So I can't go there. I can, of course, peer down and look at anything he may have done down below. All the action seems to be going on over here on the balcony.
Sure does.
Yes, indeed. So you get an idea. You don't have to be invited. You don't have to have a key. Anyone who chooses to list their stronghold publicly will be open to anyone to come and visit. The only stipulations, you have to have a minimum prestige score of 1,000. So that is that one. Now I'm going to run and jump into my Coruscant stronghold. And then I'll talk to you guys a little bit about your prestige score and how you get that, and then how that is going to impact your public listings.
So one of the questions that we're seeing, just based on something that Benson just did, is someone asking, can you sit in chairs? So sort of.
Yeah.
To give a full answer is, yes, you can, but not through, like, Jack wouldn't just right-click on that chair and sit in it. But if he uses the /sit emote when next to a chair, or /chair emote, I'm sorry, he'll be able to sit down in the chair. So it accomplishes the same exact goal. It's just that the furniture isn't directly interactable. So if the simple version is, can you sit in chairs? Absolutely. But it is done through an emote, not through interacting with it.
Correct. All right. So before I go through the stronghold, let's talk about the prestige score. Now, Jesse, our lead designer, talked about this a little bit in his dev blog. The way that you raise your prestige score is by, number one, by unlocking decorations. So the more decorations you unlock, the more it will raise your legacy prestige score, which is this right here. This is your overall prestige score. Each stronghold has its own prestige score, which is calculated by multiplying your overall completion percentage times your legacy prestige. So that'll give you your prestige score for that stronghold. Obviously, if you're doing the math right now, you're like, hey, that does not match up. That is because I'm a subscriber, so my prestige score is doubled. So it gives you an idea of how that's gained. And as you expand your rooms, you'll see your occupancy go up to the maximum count. And I'm the only one in my stronghold right now, so I see 1. But if you're out running around in the world and you have your stronghold listed publicly and you want to pull up your stronghold management GUI from that button right there, you can look in and see how many people are in your stronghold at any given time. Oh my gosh, there's 35 people in my stronghold. What's going on? You need to go check it out. So obviously you would have a very popular stronghold listed on public listings, and you want to go see what people are checking out.
And it should be noted that occupancy number is actually the current number we're working with in development, right? So you could have up to 60 people in your house.
Right, currently, yeah. As it's
always subject to change, but
yep.
It's quite a party.
Next to that is my upgrade. So I'm on Coruscant right now. I have 9 out of 9 rooms unlocked on Coruscant. That's obviously my maximum. And you can see that will allow more people. The more rooms I have unlocked, the more occupancy count goes up. Now, also, I can invite people. If I don't want to list it publicly, but I want people to come check it out, I can send them what's called an invite, and it's a temporary invite. So as long I have to be online, they can come and visit, and as long as I'm in my stronghold, they can come and hang out in my stronghold. Now, I can also kick them out if I want to, but if I invite someone and then I log out, then they won't be able to come to my stronghold. Now, if I want someone to have a permanent access to my stronghold, whether I'm online or offline, I can send them a key. There's 2 different types of key. Well, actually 3 different types of keys. as the stronghold owner, I have a gold key, which means I can place decorations, I can do all the different sorts of stuff that you can do in your stronghold. If I'm going to give out a silver key, this means that whoever I give a silver key to can invite other people, and they can kick other people, and they can send keys to other people. So, and then if I have a bronze key, I can only come and visit the stronghold. I can't do anything else. So find someone I want to send a key to, type their name in, send the key, and then they'll get a little pop-up that says, do you want to accept the key to so-and-so stronghold? You hit accept, and then they can come and visit your stronghold anytime.
Someone asked if keys cost anything.
Nope, keys do not cost anything.
It is mainly just an invite or non-invite. It's like an invite and permission system, basically.
Exactly. And then obviously if you invite someone and then you get tired of them, or you've given them a key and you don't want them to have a key anymore, once they have a key down here, there's a little button, a little X that you can revoke their key and take it back. And then if you've invited someone or you want to kick them out, you can also just type their name in and ban them, and it also gets rid of their key at the same time. So that is basically how you do all that. Now, Coruscant Stronghold. This is our entrance to the Coruscant Stronghold. You guys have seen this in videos before. I don't think we've gone all the way through it yet, actually in fine detail. But I've dropped a few basic decorations here, as you can see, and I'll run through. This is our first little entrance hallway. When you purchase the Stronghold, you'll have this room unlocked, and you have this hallway unlocked, and I believe you have this room unlocked. So you actually have some nice space to start decorating some stuff. I've gone in and put a few things down, some urns, and one of our, what do we call this? One of our workbenches to get from Voss, which I think is actually really cool looking, as you can see. All right, and we'll mosey through, and I'll just walk through each room first, then we can talk about decorating. So here's a little room off to the side, and then we get to the garage, where you can put vehicles, your mounts, mini pets. Well, actually, you can put those just about anywhere, but this would seem logical.
Giant missiles.
Yes,
apparently.
giant missiles, ammunition crates. I've kind of made it my war room, as you can see here. Some terminals, and no, you can't park your starship in here and fly out. Sorry, but I put a few things in here. It's pretty good size. There's actually quite a few decorations, quite a few layout editor spots that you can put stuff in, as you can see. Lots of options in here. I'll just leave that up as we run through. And now we go to the staircase. Actually, on the other side. So I've decorated a few things over here. I'll take our hooks back. Our first stairwell on the left. So I've gone ahead and we've actually made some additions to the way that the carbonite
That's awesome.
trophies look. Made them stand out, pop out a little more from the wall. A few things up here. Like I said, I've unlocked all the rooms. But one of the things I love about Coruscant is the actual detail to the environment that our artists have put in. It's very fitting of Coruscant, and I think it's just beautiful. So I have a little camping spot up here that I can camp out underneath the Coruscant stars whenever they appear. Or I can put all sorts of things. This actually is a centerpiece hook decoration, so you can put some really large decoration hooks in this spot right here. And I put some rather Senate looking items just to make it flow.
It's for your big important meetings.
Yes.
Clearly.
Indeed, very important. All right, so I haven't gotten into these rooms yet. I've expanded them, but I have not actually decorated any of this kind of stuff. I will let Musco maybe take a crack at this a little bit later.
That's right.
Yeah, as we go through. You've got a nice giant view out the window. Overlooking, actually, this is the Senate Tower, and the spaceport, I think, is out in the back. And we'll go straight back into yep. So look out one of the potentially bedroom windows, which you get a nice view, again, of the Senate Tower on the left here, spaceport on the right, which is very cool. So you've got a big center room, and then you've got 3 more rooms that you can use for bedrooms, or gosh, who knows what. I'll be interested to see how people actually start to decorate these things. All right, before I start decorating other stuff and showing you guys more stuff, do we have other questions?
Yeah, so we've got a whole bunch.
Sure.
So let me see what I can remember. So has a decision been made since last week on whether or not you can duel inside of your stronghold?
Yes, you can duel inside your stronghold.
There you go. You can duel inside your stronghold. Someone asked about cost. Do you want to talk a little bit about our current answer about when people ask how much it's going to cost?
Yeah, the pricing hasn't been finalized yet. We're still doing a bunch of research into that. The most I can say right now until we hit closer to launch is obviously Dro and Core will be extremely affordable and the most accessible. Tatooine and Nar will obviously be more expensive. Even though, like Tatooine, for example, even though it doesn't have as many room unlocks necessarily that you can do as maybe Nar, it is quite a bit bigger as far as hooks go. There are gigantic areas to decorate inside of Tatooine.
Right.
So, anyway, so those will be more expensive, but and as you go through the stronghold and unlock rooms deeper and deeper in, and they have expansive hook counts, like the balcony, for example, which has a lot of the areas to place, will be more expensive than, say, one of the bedrooms back here, which has a lower hook count.
Right. One of the things that someone else had asked about was what the completion percentage means in relation to your stronghold.
So this is how many rooms you've unlocked and how many decorations you have placed. So you're really encouraged to place, the more decorations you place, obviously it increases your prestige, which is, the decoration count will add to this completion percentage right here. Which directly impacts your prestige score, which is what you want.
Right. One of the other questions around cost is there rent for your...
No.
No rent.
Nope, there is no rent.
And one of the things that you struck off by making a joke about taking camping under the stars is there day-night cycles inside of your stronghold?
No, sorry, there are no day-night cycles. It is just like the rest of our game.
Yeah.
So, I'll see if I can throw some rugs down. And what are you doing here?
I saw someone ask a question earlier about travel, but I know you're going to talk about that in a little bit, so I won't scoop that yet.
Sure.
But travel questions we'll be answering in a little bit, how you get to and from the stronghold.
Yeah, we can actually talk about that now. So there's a couple different ways that you can leave your stronghold. Where I came in, there's an elevator button. You can click on the elevator, and you'll have 4 options to leave your stronghold. You can also hit this down here, which is exit area. As a subscriber, you'll have access to all 4 places. One is to the planet main. This is your last known location. You can exit straight to the fleet or to the starship, to your ship, player ship. So you'll have 4 ways of leaving your strongholds.
Yeah. Someone wanted to know if you're ready to talk about legacy storage yet.
Not yet. Thanks for asking. Move along.
Soon.
Move along.
Soon TM, though.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to drop some things down in here. I have decorated this room so many times in so many different ways that I do it differently every time. But this was my favorite casino-themed room that I've done before.
Someone asked about if you have the ability to rotate things besides just rugs. Do you want to talk a little bit about?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, the rotation and the offset and what those do.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can rotate anything and offset stuff. So I'm going to rotate this to be let's make it where people can actually see out my window. And then I'm going to move it a little closer to the window. Actually, this side. I can do that. Move it over here. Move it left and right, like that. So we do have lots of options as far as moving that stuff around. And this is an arrangement, so all of these items are attached together. So I'll apply my changes there. But if I want to come in here and drop, let's say, take a table. We'll do our little game table. And I can put one of our chairs down. One of the things that we're trying to make as a matter of convenience is if I click on this hook, and I want to put this table down, or say it's a chair, and I click another one that's the identical size hook, we want to keep the same item ready for you to place again. Because a lot of people who want to put 5 lights down or 4 chairs or things like that.
Right.
We don't want you to have to go hunt for that same thing every time. So once you click on a similar hook, it'll default to the same item you placed in the last one.
Do you want to talk? I saw someone had asked questions about lighting, about the ability to change lighting or affect lighting in any way. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I can. Let's see if I can do 2 things at once. I'll rotate my chair. I'll move it a little bit closer to my table over here. I can do the same thing on this side. Sure, lighting. So we do have lots of options for lighting. And now you'll notice I'll place, let's just say this big yellow light. It does illuminate on the ground over here. And then I'll change it out. Let's do a different one. Cave growth. I don't think we need that. One of our luxury hanging lamps. does illuminate as well. It's a little bit less, but it does illuminate on the ground. And you will see some effects from those.
Yeah. So basically, you can affect your lighting in some ways. You won't be able to completely affect, like, I want this room to be darkness, so I can throw a raven
Correct.
there.
Yeah, there's natural lighting already, coming in from the windows, from Coruscant, so you won't be able to make it pitch black or pull shades down or any of that kind of stuff. So
Sure.
the lighting that you see will be literally just from that one source.
Yeah.
And for example, there's like a wall sconce that you can place, which will illuminate just right around the edges of the wall where that light is.
Yeah. You can compare that to that side of the doorway to the other and how
Yeah.
different that looks.
Yeah, you can see those too.
So we've seen a couple questions about specifics around getting decorations. So people, many people have actually asked how you got the holocrons in your stairwell.
Yeah.
And like, do bosses drop this thing, and will there be items on the collector's edition vendor?
Sure.
Typically, our safe answer, and Jack can correct me, is that you will be able to get decorations from a whole. I mean, I'm remiss to say everything, but a whole lot of things throughout all of Tor will give you decorations.
Yes.
So we're not going to go into specifics because we think exploring and finding those on your own is part of the fun.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But what we're going to do is, like you can see right here, we'll tell you where the decorations come from. So if you go visit someone else's stronghold and you want to look at it and tell where they came from, then you can say, hey, I need to go find the decoration merchant and give him credits for this particular thing. Or let's see if we can find other things too. That one's a cartel market pack. Let's find... here's Warzone commendations, for example, for some of the crates. So that sort of thing. So you'll get an idea of where you can buy them. There'll be some decorations you can buy directly from the decoration window right here, which will make it easy for you guys.
Right.
So, but yeah, like I said, there's all sorts of tracks from crafting to the drops from flashpoints and operations and war zones. Sorry, the war zone combinations, but there's all sorts of vendors in the game that will sell decorations.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't want to give it all away. It'll be some mystery.
Yeah. The short version is there will be a whole bunch of stuff everywhere.
Yep.
So
Exactly. What else we got?
Something that we've seen some sort of questions around is someone asked like about a mission terminal or about a crafting station. Do you want to talk a little bit about the things that we will have that people can interact with that have function outside of just decoration inside of their stronghold?
Yeah. Not everything is hooked up yet, but like for example, we have utility items that you'll be able to do. Let's see tools, for example. Your appearance modification station, cargo bay, your guild bank, item modification, of course your legacy storage. You have a mailbox. There's some other things we're thinking about, adding into here. Like we might put the actual directory in here so you can access public listings directly from your stronghold. So there'll be quite a few things that you can interact with in your stronghold and never have to leave the comfort of your home.
That's right.
So
we've seen a couple questions about keys, and when you've granted someone a key, is it given to their legacy or given to just that character?
it is to that character, I believe. That's a really good question.
Okay.
I believe it is to that character.
Okay. And I saw some people have asked other questions about, like, can you give a key to an entire guild to be able to access and all that type of stuff?
You can do a group invite, but the keys will be individual. Now, you could, your guilds can actually own strongholds themselves and make it like a guild headquarters. And then your guild mates will all have keys, so you don't have to give each guild mate a key to it.
Right.
They will have, but you can change the level of key for certain guild mates if you want, but they will all have keys to that stronghold.
Yeah. So we've seen a couple questions about fleet chat inside of the stronghold.
Mm-hmm.
What the chat is going to, what the chat is that you're going to see when you're in your stronghold.
You will see the planet chat in your stronghold. So I know there's a lot of people who want to see the fleet chat. It's something we're still talking about right now. The plan is to show the planet chat that you're on. So I'm on Coruscant. I'll see Coruscant chat.
Fair deal. Let's see what else we got. I'm seeing more questions about cost. Again, we're not talking about cost yet because it's still being worked out, but as soon as we know, you'll know.
Yeah. And on that note, so for example, you have to be at level 15, 16 to get Coruscant or Dro. We don't want you to hit level 15 or 16 and then not have enough money to be able to get the strongholds. That
Right.
would certainly be a bummer. So even at those low levels, you will be able to afford, through natural gameplay, you will be able to afford to get into Dromancos and Coruscant, if that makes you feel any better.
Can people visit your stronghold when you're offline if you're publicly listed?
Not if you're publicly listed. You have to give them keys for them to come visit you while you're offline.
Boom. Let's see.
Let's see what else we got.
Is the intro cutscene to Stronghold working this time?
I haven't tried it. It should be hooked up. I would certainly hate for something. We can try it maybe at the end.
Sure.
And see if that is hooked up. We've got all sorts of things that we're tweaking at the moment. And I think we talked last time too about trophies. So the achievements that you already have, you'll get trophies for achievements that you've already gotten for your operations and whatnot. So those will translate over, so you don't have to go and do those again.
Right.
They're certainly, we encourage you to go and do it so you can get drops and that sort of things. But you will automatically start off with whatever corresponding trophies you have to those achievements.
Right. One of the questions I saw from someone that was very interesting is they were a subscriber at some point previously and then unsubscribed. Will they get the Nar Shaddaa +5 room unlock? So the key is going to be that you have to be a subscriber on the day that the promotion ends, right? So you have to be, so like July 15th is the current, and there was a deadline prior to this as well.
May the 11th.
Yeah, so if you were if you were a subscriber on the day of May 11th or on July 15th, you will get those promotions accordingly.
Correct.
So you just have to be a subscriber on the day of the promotion itself. So if you've unsubscribed but you were not subscribed on that day, then you will not get the promotion.
We highly encourage you to
Yes.
take advantage of that.
Yes, because as we showed it last week. You can go look at the archive from last week, but you can see Nar Shaddaa is really, really awesome, and that +5 rooms is cool. It gives you a lot to start out from.
Yeah.
People were asking about the ability for cross faction. So your Republic, can you invite your Imperial friends in, or you know how that works?
Yep. So you can go and visit cross faction strongholds. Like I noted last week, there's a fictional play into that to where you technically have to be smuggled in to the opposing faction stronghold, and there may be a nominal fee to get smuggled in. However, of course, if you're a smuggler or an agent perhaps, then you probably have that ability to do that anyway, so you can smuggle yourself into those strongholds. But they are deep within enemy territory, so it does not come without a price.
Right.
Let's see if I can put some of our computers down over here. Choo-choo, choo-choo.
Why aren't there garbage cans or recycling bins in the strongholds? Is SWTOR not green?
But why would you want to throw anything away?
Yeah.
We encourage hoarding. No, we don't. We don't encourage hoarding. Not really.
Just filling all the hooks.
Yes.
Very important.
Exactly. We don't want it to look like it's hoarding by any means.
Yeah.
So.
Where goes the elevator in the first room?
That's your exit. So in Coruscant, that is your exit. I will go and show you.
While you're running there, someone asked, can all the characters within a legacy edit a stronghold?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so one thing to keep in mind, because that's where some of the confusion is around, like, or some of the questions could be about multiple, having characters on both faction and all that stuff, is that all strongholds are legacy-wide. So, Jack is running around in his Coruscant stronghold right now, but any of his characters, regardless of faction, will be able to access that stronghold. And any achievements that have been earned on any characters, just like would be legacy, any of that stuff can be brought in.
Yep. So like this is my Dromancos apartment. So I could travel to that, but it would cost me a small fee to get my Republic smuggler into my Kos City apartment.
Yeah.
I'll just keep throwing some stuff down over here. I'll go back up my garage.
Okay. I'll see whatever other questions.
Yeah, let me know what else we got.
Will we ever allow access to other players being able to decorate your strongholds?
Nope. It is unless you're obviously in a guild, your guildmates can decorate, but not your personal stronghold. Your personal stronghold is yours. You are the owner, and you are the only one that can decorate.
Right. And just as a note, because I know that I can see some questions about guild strongholds, that's something we'll talk about in the future when we start talking a little bit more about guild stuff.
Sure. Yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about here in the next couple of weeks. As we get closer to launch, we'll talk about guild flagships, guild strongholds, how those work, and then how those tie into conquesting.
Yeah.
Because the flagships and the conquesting are very closely tied together.
And as Lunas just said in all caps, cost, we want to see cost.